Hi, I'm Selah, and you're watching Selah V with Selah V. Today's guest is my personal favorite instructor at Westwood Equinox. Shh. He's also the Westwood Equinox Group Fitness Manager and teaches at all of the Equinoxes, all sorts of classes. He will kick your butt with a smile. His energy alone will kick your butt. Please welcome Justin Rubin. Hello.
Hi, good to see you.
Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure and an honor.
Yes, well, the honor is mine. You are just an amazing instructor, and I know so many students out there feel the same way. So tell us about some of the classes that you teach at all the Equinoxes.
Well, I teach pretty much everything but yoga.
Okay.
Ironically, I do incorporate a lot of the messaging in yoga in my classes, but I would say cycling is my number one.
Okay.
I teach about 6 cycling classes a week at multiple locations in Southern California. I also teach a class called Tread and Shred.
Which I've taken. It's great.
Yes.
Yes.
It's Tread and Shred's like spinning or studio cycling, except for way less fun. There's no music, and it's running. And a lot of people find running more challenging than cycling.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's great because you break it up with the muscles and the and you change up the intervals, so it's really great, especially if you're not a runner.
Totally. My new favorite class that I'm teaching is called Shockwave.
Oh, I love Shockwave.
Yes, it's a high-intensity circuit-based workout focusing on the rowers, the water Indo rowers that we have.
Yes,
you know.
And they're great because it changes it up, but it also works your body in a totally different way, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Full body.
Great. Full body, yes. And then how did you start teaching? What was the first beginning of your fitness journey, really?
I would say the beginning of my fitness journey started in college. I discovered Shotokan karate. That's the oldest form of Japanese martial arts.
Okay.
And a lot of athletes find their bodies in different places, whether it be dance, lifting weights, snow skiing, football, soccer. For me, it was Shotokan karate in the late 90s.
Wow.
I don't want to age myself.
Yes.
So for me, I really gravitated towards the simplicity of it. You'd walk into the dojo, take your shoes off, everyone was wearing the same gi, the uniform, so there was no ego to it. So
everything, and there's no equipment, right?
No,
it's very,
no equipment.
like, just your body.
And it is the epitome of discipline. I try to bring a lot of discipline to my classes. It's challenging in the modern age, at Los Angeles, at Equinox, but I always say discipline is doing the thing that you know is right, even though you don't want to.
Yeah, definitely.
So show up, work hard. And karate, you know, I found my body in that. And then once I spent 11 years at the same dojo, I got my first degree black belt and then my second degree black belt. And I started to open my mind to other things, cycling, stuff like that. And then
studio
Equinox.
Classes.
Yeah, studio classes.
All right.
Yeah.
And so then at Equinox, did you start taking classes and then eventually teach, or how did that?
It's a funny story. My first class I ever took was by one of my friends and co-workers, Natalie Eco.
Another one of my favorites. I will be interviewing her soon, actually.
She is amazing.
She's amazing.
She was teaching a class called Beautiful Booty.
Oh, yes.
And I like to find the thing that most intimidates me and then just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. That's the saying, just do it, not think about it. So I found myself in a beautiful booty class one day and I was getting my butt kicked like it was the first day of karate ever.
That's awesome.
But the opposite though, because the majority of the class was all women and it was all about the outfits.
I remember you in the first row of that class, actually.
Yes, yeah. So it all started with the beautiful booty and then that went into cycling. And again, when I took my first cycling class, I thought I was going to die. My heart rate was pounding through my chest. I was breathless the whole time. I was
still trying to get up the nerve to take his cycling class because I'm not a spinner.
It hurts in places we don't want to talk about. Yeah. And then you just continue on. And for me, again, the same way I approached karate, which was, I want to get my black belt. And then all of a sudden, I got my second degree black belt 11 years later. I wanted to be confident in a class, beautiful booty, or cycling, or now Shockwave. I wanted to be confident, and I wanted to master that, and then see what was next.
And is that how, because I know at Equinox, you really have to demonstrate your popularity, if you will, as an instructor in order to advance to become the manager of all the instructors. So is that kind of what happened?
Huge honor. It's almost like if you're the quarterback of the team and you retire, and the next year they say, we want you to be the head coach.
Wow.
So, a huge honor. I took my first class in Santa Monica, and then the next class I took over was in Westwood, and then it sort of started to expand and build. And my mentor Keith Irace noticed that. We love Keith.
Yeah, he's the best.
If you're listening to Keith, we love you.
Yeah, we love you.
You're so good at what you do.
You're next on the show.
I'm not sure if I said this, but Keith was the one that like plucked me out of a class.
Okay, all
so
right.
So that's what happened. Keith was teaching a cycling class, and he said, "I think that you could be an instructor." And then, long story short, one class turned into 2 to 3 at multiple locations, and I was selling them out, for lack of a better word. And then they said there was an opportunity that came up at Westwood, and it was a huge honor. It took me about 5 minutes to weigh it over, to decide. Yeah. And the rest is history. It took something that was a avocation and made it a vocation. It was a hobby, it was a passion, and then once I became a group fitness manager, it became a full-on career.
That's amazing. And now it's morphed into your videos on dailyburn.com, right?
Yes.
Now you're one of their instructors, which is amazing.
Not to name drop, though, but my colleagues, my fellow GFMs, are Amy Dixon, famous in the industry. Paul Katami, famous in the industry. Stephanie Vitorino, huge in the industry. So here's Justin Rubin, the new kid on the block.
Well, but you've proven yourself.
Well,
and that's why people love taking your classes. And
I
that's
surround myself with good people. And then they say if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So I try to find my rooms where I'm not the smartest person.
I love that saying. That's a really...
You can replace that with if you're not the strongest person.
If you're the strongest person, you're the fittest person in the room.
You're in the wrong room.
You're in the wrong room. I love it.
Yeah.
So tell us a little about now Daily Burn, this next step in your journey and what that is.
Another huge honor. I walked into an audition, and there are always uncomfortable auditions in general.
Especially fitness auditions.
Yes, yes. And so for me, to try to get a snapshot of who I am in 90 seconds in a very cold environment without a kick and playlist and the journey of beginning, middle, and end, it's challenging to demonstrate that. So I was auditioning for something that was like over the top, high intensity, backflips, craziness.
Wow.
And I was not right for it because I'm not a gymnast. I'm not, and my messaging as a fitness professional is not so intensity. It is inclusion.
Yeah, and progress. I feel like you're really good about helping people progress.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. And the director at the time, Mason, who's, again, if you're listening to this, you are the man. He asked me, "What is your message?" And I said, because he thought that my audition was okay, it was decent. But he stopped me and said, "Tell me about yourself and what is your message?" I said I was a second-degree black belt in karate, and my message is everybody's welcome. We're all included. You can do this if you put your mind to it. And then he said, "Well, you're not hired for this, but there's this other project I'm working on, and it's called True Beginner."
Okay.
So True Beginner is a program, whether the tagline is, whether you're starting over or starting up, this is the program for you.
I see. Okay, so anybody can do it is the
Correct.
message. I mean, really, it just takes that choice, that desire to discipline it.
If you go to dailyburn.com, you'll see, for example, Anya Garcia, one of our friends.
We've interviewed. I love her. Yeah.
She is amazing, hardcore, high intensity.
Love her classes.
Almost intimidating.
Yeah.
To the majority of people that feel as though they couldn't make it halfway through one class.
Right.
So True Beginner is
advanced.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Back to basics.
So great. You need that option for everybody. So
definitely, and for me, being a black belt is not something that is so advanced. It is a master of the basics. So when you master the basics, then you become a quote-unquote black belt. And for me, True Beginner is about mastering the basics and always bringing it back to the most simplest form.
Yeah.
Squats, lunges. If that's too much, modify. Push-ups.
So great.
If that's too much, modify. It's all about modifications.
Yes, absolutely. Finding the basics again.
Basics, yeah.
So tell us a little about your diet and when you're doing Daily Burn. Is there anything you do in particular to kind of...
Well, I'm from a little place called New Orleans, Louisiana.
Right.
Where we celebrate a lot, and the life balance there sort of leans on the celebration side.
I love it. I love it. So the moderation is more.
And in Los Angeles, I really thrive here. I've been here for over 10 years, and I enjoy eating healthy. I was raised by, my mom would always cook healthy. So
That's great.
I didn't have fast food. I never had sugar and all those things. So my palate, my tastes don't gravitate towards
Junk food. Yeah. Which is such a help. But
yeah, for me, if my junk food is going to be like a really healthy, organic, like pizza.
Okay.
You know?
So is there anything you do that's not at all healthy, that as far as food goes? That
I love watching the New Orleans Saints and having a beer on a Sunday.
Okay.
Like every other Louisiana-born native.
Right.
That's my, Sunday's my day off. So I enjoy that. And it's only like a few months out of the year.
Absolutely. See, and that's a perfect example of moderation. But I think I'm going to healthify that pizza for you, because you can make really great healthy pizzas.
Yes.
I mean, it's possible.
Low
People
fat,
don't know that.
add more vegetables.
Gluten-free crust. Yeah. Throw on the vegetables.
Yeah.
More sauce than cheese. So.
And sugar-free sauces, stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah, you really have to get it. That is so, wow, what a perfect example of moderation, though, that you are, and health, actually.
Yes. For me, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I don't go on diets. I don't have cheat days or cheat weeks. I wake up each day and do my best, and it just so happens that the stronger I get, the more strong I want to get. The leaner I get, the healthier I feel. I want to continue to feel that way.
Yeah, absolutely, especially to do everything you do. So tell us where we can find you too on Twitter and Facebook.
Well, my Twitter handle is @Justin Rubin.
Perfect.
And I just created a Facebook page for The Daily Burn. So if you go to thedailyburn.com, you'll see my whole workouts there, and I've created a trainer page. It's facebook.com/Ruben Revolution.
I love it, which is
Ruben
great.
Revolution.
You are a revolution. That is so great.
Because it's not a resolution.
No.
It's a revolution. If you want to make a change, it has to be all the way.
That's what I'm talking about. His energy will change you. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And please be sure to check out Justin's celebrity playlist on emPOWERme.tv/Selah V, and follow him on Twitter and Facebook. And thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Selah Victor, and you're watching Selah V with Selah V on emPOWERme.tv.